Hey guys, so today I am going to be making a knife. No, I'm not. I am making a sheath for a knife, quite obviously. It's obvious because I'm standing here and I made a knife in one of my last videos and I didn't make a sheath, so obviously I'm going to be making a sheath for that knife today in this video. This knife right here. Knife I made out of a sawzall blade in one of the other videos that I just magically pulled out of my jacket. I'm wearing a jacket today. It's finally getting cold in Mississippi, which is great, it's awesome. But it's also now cold in Mississippi, which is kind of not so awesome. Yeah, so I'm making a knife, a sheath for this knife, which I made out of a sawzall blade in the other video, which I'll put somewhere in the description box and on a cards, you know, that thing where you click on it. And I'm going to be making a Kydex sheath for this knife. A neck knife sheath, since this is a super light knife. The sawzall blade was really thin stock, you know, so it's really nice, light little knife, perfect for a larger neck knife. So I'll make a quick little Kydex sheath, neck knife sheath for this knife. And yeah, let's get started. Alright, for the beginning of all beginnings, first step of this project, we're going to lay the knife out and figure out what kind of a sheath I'm doing. I can do two different things. One, I could do the fold over deal, where I fold one part of the Kydex onto itself, and then you have a fold like on one side of the blade and like rivets on the other side. Or I can do just two sheets and sandwich them together, in which case there's rivets on both sides of the knife. I think I'm gonna do the sandwich kind with rivets on both sides because I don't really like the way the fold over thing will look. I want to make sure to leave room for mistakes, because I'm sure you'll make some mistakes. You can sand them off later. I'll go ahead and mark. I won't mark quite so big. Basically, I'm just going to cut the sheet right down there. And there's two ways you can cut the Kydex like that. You can take a knife, a razor blade, or just this sort of knife, and score it down the middle, and then fold it over and snap it. Or you can use these little bitty toenail clippers to do the same thing. I don't know what's up with these toenail clippers. Like, they're way too big. I don't know what this thing could be used for, really, in actuality. They're really too large for that, and I'm not sure why. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. But, you know, they work great for this. So, you know, go ahead and just, I'll just cut them in half. Okay, so to heat the Kydex up, you can use a number of things. You can use a heat gun, which is basically a blow dryer on steroids, an oven, or a toaster oven, since we don't have a regular oven in the shop, which is kind of disappointing, but I think this will be just large enough for me right now. I'm also going to be using a Kydex Press. I do not have a tutorial on how to build this. It's nothing but a couple of boards and some foam that basically you put your knife and the Kydex in here, and it smashes them together and heat forms the Kydex around your blade. I don't have a tutorial on how to build one of these, but I'll put a link in the description and somewhere in the video right here to a guy who does. Yeah, go check that video out. Good video, basically like this. I actually didn't follow him, I made my own, and then he made the video and I saw it and it was cool, and so I'm telling you to go see that video. Fargo FX, check him out, good YouTuber, makes a lot of great knives and stuff, check him out. Anyway, you're going to need a Kydex Press like this. Watch his video, he'll show you how to make one. Alright, let's plug up the toaster oven. Oh, come on. Okay, let me turn this to, I don't know, like 400 degrees? Doesn't really matter, all we're doing is heating the Kydex up, so it's just going to heat it up a little bit faster or slower. Just don't let it burn, that's all. Whew, man, 68 degrees, man, it's freezing in Mississippi, good night. I mean, it's so cold we've got icicles hanging off the back of the shop. You gotta bundle up like nobody's business. Mississippi winters, I mean, it's brutal, brutal. I mean, sometimes we even have like an inch of snow on the ground. Good. Freeze to death in the Mississippi winter. Okay, it's heated up enough, I think, so I'm gonna stick my piece of Kydex in there. I really should have like an oven mitt or something. Alright, now how long you leave your Kydex in really kind of depends on you. I mean, everyone has their own personal preference. And for myself, I think over-toasted Kydex tastes absolutely terrible. So I'm gonna make sure and pull it out before it gets too toasty. You know, some people, it varies for some people. Some people like it a bit softer, others more on the crisp side. Basically, as soon as the Kydex is flopping over and there's no resistance in it anymore, like it'll just bend over on itself when you hold it up, it's ready. You don't want to burn your Kydex. Be careful not to burn it. Should run an oven mitt. Ow. Okay, so you see I hold it up and it just got no resistance in it whatsoever. That means, ow, it's hot. Shoot, 400 degrees. Basically, you know, it's soft. Yeah, it's ready. Okay, so we want to quickly move to the press. Sorry for the sunlight right there, guys. Oh well. Alright, Kydex ready. I'm going to pull it out and lay it down right on the press. Quickly do the same for the other piece. Stick my knife in there. Make sure it's correct. Okay, we're looking good. Shut the press. And then I got some clamps here. You really want to get it as tight as possible. I always do, at least. Alright, there, now the exposure's a little bit better, and we'll just leave that for a while. You want to make sure it's completely done and hardened before you take it out. You don't want the Kydex to have any play in it, otherwise it can mess it up at this point. So I'm just going to leave that for 15, 20 minutes, whatever, and come back later. Rightio, okay, let's take the clamps off. See what we've got here. Look at that. Oh, perfecto. Look at that. Perfect. You can see the outline of the blade perfectly. Even captured all that paracord detail. Awesome. Now we'll go ahead and trim all this junk up. Okay, I said we've got to clean up all this, but I forgot. First we've got to drill holes for the rivets. Let's see. I'm going to want a rivet here. Here. Yeah, it's symmetrical-ish. Here, here, and the two down here. Right here. You can tell I'm doing this so scientifically. It's, you know, mathematically precise. I'm always precise mathematically. Now to hold these two pieces together while I'm drilling the holes for the pins and everything, I mean the rivets or screws or whatever you're using, I'm just gonna clamp it together. There we go. The rivets I'm using, the eyelets actually, not rivets, they're these 1/4 inch eyelets, black eyelet things. They're 1/4 inch wide, and I think they're 1/4 inch wide that way too. Anyway, I'm using a 1/4 inch drill bit to drill the holes through the Kydex. Not bad. Not the prettiest, but certainly not bad. Now for the really fun, and by fun I mean not fun at all, part of this. I bought the really cheap rivet kit, which is absolutely worthless. As you can see, this is it. It just does not work well at all, and it still cost me like 20 bucks, and I should have bought the more expensive Pro version, which is like 30 bucks. And yeah, anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. I can actually still do something with it though. It just takes a long time and it ends up not looking very good. So I'll just go ahead and start working on it. This part goes underneath, like that. No, the other way. Yep. Don't do what I did right there and crack one of the eyelets. As you can see, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Don't do that. The backside always looks pretty nasty with my eyelet set because I don't have a good eyelet setter. But the front of it looks pretty good, and you know, that's really all that matters. Mostly. Alright, I got the eyelets put in and everything, so now I'm going to go and take the knife out of the sheath and go to the belt sander and grind down the shape and make it look good. Forgot, also I'm going to cut off the main large shapes with the, this tool. You know what it is. Okay, that was annoying. I literally just spent 15 minutes sanding and the camera didn't record any of it. And no, that's not a fancy way of me saying I didn't push record. The camera froze and didn't record any of it. Okay, so basically just sand up. After roughing everything out on the belt sander, I'm just taking a higher grit, this is like 150, and just sanding up everything, getting all the edges nice and sanded down, smoothing everything out, cleaning it up. On the inside here, because the knife is a paracord handle wrap, things will tend to catch on the paracord. And for most knife handles too, what you want to do is take some sandpaper and get inside the edge and basically just smooth that down so there's nothing for the knife to catch on. And I'll take a knife in there too. Sometimes I'll take a little file and do that. I'm just taking down that edge there. See the edge inside there? Nice and clean. That is a very nice little knife sheath there. Right, now, add a chain. Loop it through these two. And we have us a neck knife sheath. Got a great retention. It's definitely not going to come out unless you want it to. And yeah, no wobble, no sliding around in there. Pretty much perfect. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry about my hair in this video. If it looks like I just rolled out of bed this morning and started making a neck knife and filming it without ever looking in the mirror to see what myself looked like or anything like that, that is only because I did. Yeah, sorry. Next time I'll look nicer. Probably not. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next project. Jake out.